pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to the October 2nd meeting of the Philipstown Town Board. Approval of minutes, workshop meeting of August 20th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Monthly meeting of September 4th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Special meeting September 10th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Conservation Board.
Conservation Board met on September 9th. A bit of old business, 47 Mill Road. Applicant is seeking a permit to build a 30 by 24 single-story garage and accompanying driveway. That case is ongoing. New business, there was a planning board referral from to the Conservation Board about 4 Cliffside Court. The applicant's proposing building a man-made pond and recirculating stream feature. The property's in a steep slope overlay district. The Conservation Board has been asked by the Planning Board to give them a memo on their opinion because of the steep slopes. Conservation Board has a number of questions about the project, what the use is going to be. They are concerned about the steep slopes and they're considering a potential mitigation with more plantings than have been proposed, and that is an ongoing case. The other bits of discussion were on the Century Aggregates project, the proposed concrete plant in Fishkill. Even though it's not in the town's jurisdiction, the Conservation Board has been following that because of the concrete plant being so close to Clove Creek. There was a report that Fishkill has closed the public hearing on that project. The board voted to a negative secret declaration, and so that project is moving forward. There was a discussion about the Walter Hoving Home project, the project to redo the dam, which would change the course of the dam there. And there was discussion on whether or not that's going to be a listed secret action and who would be the lead agency, and the potential to use the Walter Hoving lawn as a floodplain. I think the most important thing that was discussed was they have done a model of potential flooding from that dam, and because of some homes down site of that, the Conservation Board is just asking that the new model calculates that and takes into account those homes that are down site. And then Max reported on stormwater that the 18-month stormwater report's due October 1st, and so he hopes to get on a upcoming board agenda to request an update to that stormwater report. The next Conservation Board meeting is in 2 Tuesdays, October 14th at 7:30.
Thank you, Jason. I did have a call today with Max and Andy Goller in reference to the Walter Hoving home. There's a lot to be decided there, and you know, the culvert that currently goes under Snake Hill is ours, and it's not in need of repair. It's questionably undersized, but the change upstream certainly will make a change downstream. So we're going to meet with the representatives from Walter Hoving hopefully in the near future and have a conversation about that. But it is concerning because they're making it wider and what's going to happen further downstream. So thank you. Thank you to the Conservation Board. Recreation.
Good evening. The Recreation Commission met this Tuesday, September 30th. The fall classes at the rec center are already underway, and they're in the process of creating the winter programming. Registration for the winter will begin on Monday, October 6th. For seniors, they're heading to Villa Roma for Oktoberfest next week. The trip is sold out, but there is a wait list for any seniors who would like to be on the wait list. The popular fall senior luncheon is scheduled for Wednesday, November 19th. You also have to get on that list, so you can call the rec center or go online. There are a lot of events coming up for families. Trunk or Treat family event is set for Wednesday, October 29th. Emergency services representatives have all been contacted. And in November, the rec department and the rec center are partnering with the local Putnam Highlands Audubon Society to promote a free birding walk around Glassbury Court on Saturday, November 19th. So registration for that will be on the Audubon website. As far as the buildings at the rec department, there are currently, Bottini Fuel is working with outside vendors to replace the panel to the boiler. On the grounds, we are working to estimate what the town will owe and what the rec department will possibly owe for the repairs to the water tower, which, as you know, were repaired. There was a significant leak there. And the Recreation Department, as well as the town supervisor, are in communications with Garrison Institute, which shares the property. The Friends of Philipstown race is coming up, and it's part of the Triple Crown. For all of you who've heard about the Triple Crown, that included the Hub 5K. It will include the October 19th Castle to River Run.
It's November, it's gonna be.
It's October 19th. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's gonna be November 16th.
No, it's not November, it's in October.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's October 19th, and yeah, I should have corrected that. And there's a call for volunteers, so anyone who is interested in volunteering, it's a great event to volunteer for. We estimate about 200 runners will be coming from throughout, not only the town, but throughout the metropolitan region. And the added bonus for volunteering is that you can park with John, the supervisor, and Claudio Marzola, who will be directing parking. The Haldane School Foundation is also doing a turkey trot. So the Triple Crown is the Hub race, the Castle River Run, and the Haldane School Foundation turkey trot. So those are all 3 upcoming race series in our town, which is exciting. And finally, the rec center is preparing for its annual budget preparation, and they've already submitted some numbers, and we will be scheduling budget hearings in the weeks ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the rec department.
Philipstown Hub.
The Philipstown Hub, as I mentioned earlier, hosted the 5th annual 5K Family Fun Run and raised nearly $9,000. That's wonderful. Thank you to all the Hub staff, the board, the volunteers, and all of the people who participated, and the sponsors. It was a terrific turnout for the Hub. And that was on Saturday, September 20th. The Hub also hosted and facilitated groups. Women with ADHD peer support group met in September. The Grief and Loss support group also met in September. And this Compass Circle, which is a support group for parents of caregivers of teenagers and young adults living with mental health struggles. There is also a peer-to-peer support group for women who are navigating divorce that was held on September 18th. And the Hub has a job stress and job search support group. So a number of services available to anyone in our town who needs support. The Hub had a series of meetings, and thank you to Michelle Cupper, the executive director, for all of the meetings she's been attending in the community throughout the month of September. And also, there's a new part-time care coordinator. Welcome to Jamar Brown, who started on September 17th and has experience working with youth and senior citizens. There are many upcoming programs. There's a fertility support group on October 15th and 29th, a job stress and job search support group, and other support groups. You could check out the Philipstown Hub website for the full schedule. There is on October 3rd, which is, it's going to be a youth mental health first aid training with Putnam County Children's Mental Health, and that's tomorrow. So it is tomorrow from 9 to 5. It's a full-day event. It's in the Hub office on Route 9, but it is an important training that's in conjunction with Putnam County's Children's Mental Health Services. So for anyone who's interested, again, contact the Hub. And finally, the board of the Hub on October 8th will be having an orientation for new members. And the board of directors will have another meeting on November 12th. As far as the number of people served in September, 419 people were contacted or in contact with the Hub, and year to date, 1,135 people. Finally, we always like to end the Hub report, and thank you again to Michelle Cupper with the personal story. There was an individual who reached out to the Hub years ago. They were looking for a therapist who was in their health insurance network, and they were concerned that the therapist would not accept the insurance. But the Hub was able to research and find out that the insurance would be accepted and connected that individual not only with that therapist but other therapists. So they are grateful to the Hub for connecting them with the care that they need. Thank you to Michelle Cupper again and the Hub volunteers and board for this report.
By all means, thank you, Judy. Thank you to the Hub and Michelle Cupper and the entire board and the staff at the Hub. You're doing an irreplaceable job for us. Planning Board.
Planning Board, September 18th, I attended the Planning Board meeting. It was the only one thing on the agenda, but we had a couple correspondence. Hudson Highland Reserve requested a 90-day extension on their final approval. Polhemus, Manitou Station Road, also requested a 6-month extension on his project. He's looking to build a new home down there, I believe. On the agenda was Michael Sapula, 4 Cliffside Court, but Jason also mentioned that the Conservation Board was contacted about this. This is the 3rd time in front of the Planning Board. They were proposing a cascading pool of 3 pools on the property. They would cascade to 1 to 2 to 3. After there was a site visit during the first week of September, of September, and during that site visit, they brought up a couple issues they were concerned about, as Jason mentioned, all the steep slopes in the area, wetlands as well. From the outtake from that, they're changing it from 3 ponds just to 1 single pond with a filtration system in the water to keep the water flowing so it's not stagnant water. They held off on a planning public hearing, so I'm sure next month before they'll schedule a public hearing for them. Meeting was adjourned at 8:15. The last few months, the planning board had a very light agenda, which is unusual, but the last 2 months have been very light. But that's the way things go.
They deserve
Bob,
a
you're
break.
just jinxing yourself for
Thank you.
October.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Planning Board. Thank you, Bobby. Zoning.
Good evening. So the zoning board was scheduled to meet in September, but that was canceled. They are supposed to meet on the 13th, but due to Columbus Day, they have moved their meeting to October 20th. That's it for the zoning board.
Thank you. Highway.
Highway. Submitted by Adam Hoteling, Highway Superintendent, work performed for the town of Philipstown in the month of September. The highway crews have been out grading, potholing, pipe replacement, and some blacktop work. When available, the water truck has been out. We're continuously getting calls from people saying that an awful lot of people are speeding within the town of Philipstown, so please be careful. School's open these days, so please slow down. You don't want anybody, all the kids on the road, bicycles on the road and so forth, so they please exercise caution. I'm sure the sheriff will echo those sentiments as well. So be careful on the roads, please. Lake Surprise Road was temporarily closed for pipe replacement at the end of the month. The highway department helped out the rec department by mowing around the Glassbury Court, which has been overgrown and has not been mowed in several years. I go up to the Glassbury Court almost every day to walk my dog, and they did a fabulous job up there. They're not 100% completed yet, but the work that they performed so far has been very nice, and it's very nice. And when I walk through there, I ask people what they think, and they're very happy with what the work that Adam and his crew has done over the last couple of weeks up there. So very good. Thank you to Adam and his team for doing that. It's really not in their purview to do that, but we requested them to do it, and he did it. Believe it or not, winter maintenance has begun. The highway fleet and its equipment, it will continue as time is allowed. The highway department received approximately 25 phone calls, emails, and spent roughly $20,737 on vehicle maintenance for the month of September. End of report.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you to the Highway Department. Building and land, I have nothing.
I got a couple things real quick.
Go ahead, Bob.
Just so, building land up at the highway department, they did start the communications tower. They're up there getting ready to be probably pouring concrete. They might have already poured the concrete for the base of it and so forth like that. And also too, down in Continental Village, the culvert on that road down there, Sprout Brook has been completed, and that road is open again as well. So that was a pretty good project. They did that with like a 6-7 month project, so it was pretty. I think they did a nice job on that. So that's the only thing I have regarding the building.
Okay, thank you. Cemetery Committee?
Sorry, I have nothing to report.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the agenda.
First on the agenda is Acting Sheriff Brian Hess to introduce himself to the board.
That must
Welcome,
be you.
Sheriff. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
So I just wanted to actually come and formally introduce myself. Just a little bit how I got here. It was in the paper, but I'll just go through the story with you really quickly. In the end of August, Under Sheriff Tom Linder had to leave. Kevin McConnell had been sick for months, almost a year, battling cancer. So Tom Linder was kind of running the sheriff's office as the under sheriff at that point. Tom's wife and family were down in South Carolina already. So he had contacted me and said, Sheriff McConnell is going to ask you to take the under sheriff spot. He can't serve, and Tom had to leave within days. I had put my name in already for the sheriff's position, so the GOP was still trying to decide who they were going to choose. So what happens is, end of August, I get appointed the under sheriff. I'm the under sheriff for about a day with transition. Tom has to leave that following day. The day after, Sheriff McConnell passes. So it's been a wild month and a half for me at this point. I'm introducing myself to the sheriff's department. I had worked pretty exclusively with them for the last couple of years because I had opened the Westchester Putnam Real-Time Crime Center down in Westchester County PD, is where I worked previously for 25 years. So I had some decent knowledge of the operation, maybe not as in-depth as I was hoping to get a little more of a transition before this all happened. But I'm here now. I'm enjoying the job. So great deputies, men and women are out there doing a great job for you. So November's coming, so I am running an election now. We'll see what happens with that. But the only changes I see coming in the future is I'm hoping to have a representative at every month's town board meeting across the county. Because I think it'd be a great way to get information about speeding cars back to us quickly. So that's one change I do plan on making. You should see that in the next month or two as I decide which captain and who's gonna go where and cover what town. I think that's really it. I just wanted to come say hi. I'm open to any questions anyone has or any information you need.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming in, and truly that was under fire that you came in, and within a few days you ended up, as the top cop of Putnam County. So I appreciate you picking it up. My question is, it's a personal, why would you want this position? In light of what's going on in this world, in this country with police, and I have total respect for police and the whole thought of policing, but why would anybody want this position?
I gave you the Reader's Digest abridged version to this. So I go back a little bit further. It's the end of June. I'm working in Westchester County PD. I had a great gig. I was running the Real-Time Crime Center. Right. I really had no direct bosses. I really was on my own. I could come in, leave whenever I wanted. It was really a great job. I get a call, hey, Kevin McConnell wants you to take his place. He's not running. And I knew Kevin was sick. I didn't realize the extent of how sick he was. I was actually really paying attention. And I'm like, run for sheriff? No way. Why would I want to do that? I got a great thing. I said, give me a day. Let me think about it. Westchester County's been a great place to work. Been there 25 years. It was time for a change. I wanted to take the next step up in my career. I thought this is a perfect opportunity. I had moved to Putnam. I live in Patterson. So I had moved to Putnam 12 years earlier and kind of just commuting. So you know what? That's where my family is. That's where my kids are. I worked with the deputies. I know they're a bunch of great people. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's I'll move to my hometown and kind of patrol Putnam. So that would be the answer. I love policing. I was going to be a cop no matter what. I wasn't planning on leaving. It's just shifting closer to home and kind of do more of a community type thing here. Is kind of.
All right, one more.
I love it. It makes it easy. I don't have to speech.
We've had the luxury of having the last two sheriffs, residents of the town of Philipstown,
Yes.
including Tom Linder, the undersheriff, was a former resident. What can you tell me that? How are we going to get? I mean, I can't say it was personal care, but almost. I mean, when there was an issue, I would call Bob Langley or Kevin McConnell, who was a friend of mine, and say, we need this, we need that. And, it was his kids or his grandkids were at these events, so it was.
And there's a lot of deputies I've noticed, a lot of people who work there, all from Cold Spring, Philipstown area. So I'm from the exact opposite, right? My house is literally on the Connecticut-Pauling border. I couldn't get any further away from you guys. So I'm learning it. I think this is a great community. I love it over here. I think it's beautiful. I'm going to try to spend more time on this side of the county because, as you know, it's very difficult. I tell this great story. I told it the other day. I got in the car to go to a meeting. I hear a call come over the radio, 32 Lake Avenue, possible burglary in progress. Oh, that's exciting. We should go. I asked for the address. I get it again. It's in Lake Peekskill. I punch it in my GPS. It was going to take me 32 minutes to get there. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not much of a backup guy at that point, right? So it is tough to kind of transect the county. There's no easy way to get back and forth. So I'm going to try to get here more often. I can't, probably not as easy to get here as I would hope, but I think, you know, the Nelsonville station is going to get named after Kevin McConville, which I think is a great thing. We're going to look about our manpower and see if we can get more resources from the deputies over here, because it is tight, right? There's a Philipstown car, you're lucky you have the Cold Spring PD, and then we have a Putnam Valley car. But that's tough for us, because that's not many police for a wide area. So I'm going to look at it. I'm still really new. You know, I'm only a couple weeks in. I got to try to figure out all our resources and how we can kind of put them better, and hopefully, you know, work with you guys. I think having a rep here, you can get me the information quicker, and we can decide what you need and try to fill those needs for you. Unless you can find me a house in Cold Spring, then I'll move right in. Yeah, or Garrison. I'll take Garrison. Yeah.
Well, their taxes are lower, so you might be.
There you go.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Any questions from the board?
I have a question.
Sure.
That, you know, we know Putnam County is relatively safe, and many of us have known the sheriffs that have lived here. Do you have any policy, such as community policing, that you would like to see continued, or anything that's, do you have any priorities that you would change or that you would continue?
Right now, I'm still in a transition phase. It's been between, you know, trying to learn a new department. I'm trying to there was no even transition for the different units. I came in there, no one gave me anything. It's like, oh, budget season, it's due in 2 weeks. So I was trying to get through that. Going through transition periods right now, transition documents with all the different divisions to try to learn exactly what everyone does. And I think then I'll have a better idea what resources we have available. But now I don't plan on making any changes to any community policing programs, any of the SRO programs. Everything should stay the same. I'm still trying to learn it. But maybe in a couple months I can readdress your question and have some better answers for you.
Thank you.
I just want to say welcome. I've heard wonderful things about you. I have personal friends with some of the people that have worked with you down in Westchester, and I support the SRO program with 4 kids at Haldane. I think it's a wonderful program. So I just want to say welcome and best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You don't have to stay the rest of the meeting. Thank you. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is Karen Ertl to give a brief update on the food scrap program.
You're up, Karen.
The Food Scraps program is continuing to grow. It's now up to 314 families who are participating. And it still is as it's been. It's voluntary. There's no charge to join. It is, we do ask families to register because the registration allows us to keep in contact with you and communicate to you changes, things that needs to be done, etc. It's open to all residents. It's a drop-off program. And we now have 2 drop-off sites. One is Langate, the other is in Kemble Avenue downtown. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold. Both sites are picked up on Wednesday, and our pickups, where our food scraps go, is less than 15 miles away. We have a town website. It's foodscraprecycle@philipstown.com if anybody has any questions. And the food scrap compost give back happens every April, where the town purchases a small amount of the compost we've created and gives it back to people. So you kind of get that full circle. You get the feeling you've done something, and you have. The first drop-off site is Langate, and that's open on Saturday, 9 to 3. It's open for all community recycling, not just food scraps. We maintain 10 totes there. And at the moment, we are collecting between 800 and 1,200 pounds of food a week. So we're doing good. The Campbell Avenue site was formed last year in cooperation with the village, and it's a very popular site. It's open on Tuesday, 8 to 8, and it has two 64-gallon totes. The residents volunteer to open, lock, repair, and maintain the site. It's totally a volunteer effort. The collection bin is also collected on Wednesday. It's locked from Wednesday to Monday, and it is unsupervised. For the most part, we haven't had any major issues, though I would want to take this opportunity to again ask people, please do not turn around in the driveway across the street on Campbell Avenue. It's private property, and we should respect it. So let me take that opportunity. Now, there are some changes coming down the pike. We're 3 years old, and at the time of inception, the town agreed to form a food scrap advisory committee, and it was our charge to supervise the program, to manage the program. It was composed of 2 councilmen and 2 volunteers from the Climate Smart Task Force. This fall, we're going to be having some changes on that, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But the thing I want to emphasize right now is that the food scrap program is truly a community project. It's supported by community support. It has the town of Philipstown and the village of Cold Spring has supported it and allowed the program to expand. Community volunteers promote the program with neighbors, assist with drop-offs of scraps, lock and unlock the village bins, wash totes, replace tote liners, and help wherever they're needed. I'd like to give you special thanks to Haas Murphy. I thought I had him here. Who just redid our labels. This is the new transport bin label, and the other one is on the food scraps, the counter container, which he also redid. So it's thanks to him that this fall, we will be losing 2 members of the original advisory committee. Jason Angel and Eric Brown have both stepped down from the committee, and they've been invaluable participants. Jason and I have worked together for over 10 years on a variety of projects here, so you're going to be sorely missed. We'll be calling you anyway to get some advice. So the new member of the town board will be announced after the election, obviously. But I do want to also welcome, and she's here tonight, Heidi Wendell. Heidi has joined us from the Climate Smart Task Force. She also has joined in to help coordinate the Campbell Avenue drop-off. So she's gotten in with both feet. In addition, some thank yous we always have to make every year. Councilman Bob Flaherty, Supervisor Adam Holtling, all the ladies in the town hall, Ryan, who supervises the recycling center. Without their assistance, this program would not happen. So thank you so much. On average, the current food scrap recycling program diverts about 33 tons of food scrap waste a year from landfills on an annual basis. We also are removing about 37,000 pounds of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Community involvement in this program is what enables this effort to contribute in a significant way to the reduction of the community greenhouse gases, which is where we began. Now, in 2026, and probably the end of this year, maybe a little sooner, we'll have the new transport bin for sale in the kit. And again, the kit is extra. You don't have to get it, but it makes it so simple, it's brainless. However, because of cost, we have to go up a bit. So the new kit will be $25 rather than $20, but all commodities, all our pieces are sold at cost. So it is as cheap as we can make it. So I don't know if you guys have any questions. I did find the labels underneath.
Thank you. Most of all, thank you, Karen, for leading this whole group, and we certainly will find a replacement for Jason. We're going to miss Jason on this and several other committees, but we will certainly find somebody to put on the board with you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is discussion and review of the proposed draft short-term rental regulations.
So we got this yesterday or today, kind of came out, and it's fresh to me. I did have an opportunity to sit and read through. I do have a few questions and concerns. I've asked Judy to just briefly go through it and announce the committee and the work that they've done to put this to where we are right now. And then I'll suggest that we select a Wednesday in November to have a workshop where we can concentrate strictly on just this. So Judy, if you'd like to.
Sure, thank you, Supervisor. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank the members of the Short-Term Rental Committee who spent a lot of time over the last several months looking at templates from not only the village of Cold Spring, from other towns, and took the time to build upon what Cold Spring had done, but also change it to recognize that Philipstown is different. It's not a village, it's a town. And they did a lot of work in redrafting, and I just want to acknowledge them. They're here. Some of the committee members are here tonight. Laura McConnell, if you could just raise your hand if you'd like. Janice Hogan, Liz Corio, I don't see. Bob Flaherty, our deputy supervisor here, and Jesse Lubber have all been involved in this drafting. And the last couple of months, I think Janice, Laura, and Liz and I have met and really wanted to make this specific to Philipstown with an emphasis on safety and public safety, and also an emphasis on making people who are already operating properties in Philipstown, not making it onerous on them, but ensuring that there's a permit process, that there are fees involved if you violate the proposed regulations, that the buildings department and building inspectors have enough time to verify properties and to inspect it. So we built in timelines that are doable, we felt, for the town of Philipstown, and regulations that would meet the needs of Philipstown and keeping Philipstown safe, and also continuing to support people that are owners of short-term rentals and working with them. I want to ask if any of the committee members wanted to add anything briefly to my comments. We can go through, we're going to do a workshop, as the supervisor said, but I think we came up with a really solid draft, and the committee, as I said, did a lot of work. So I really want to thank the committee for the work that they did on this and for making it specific to Philipstown as a community. And I think it does ensure that there are safe places for people, for tourists to stay. And as we know, there are also a lot of families that come here during West Point graduations and other times of years. And we don't want to make it too onerous for people that are already providing them with places to stay.
Just want to make it safe.
Make it safe and welcoming to people that want to use the properties for their vacation needs or family get-togethers. It's really, I think, Philipstown focused. So thank you for making a Philipstown focused proposal, and we look forward to discussing it further at a workshop, which I hope all of the committee members can make.
Yes, thank you to the committee members, and thank you, Judy, for steering this group. But can we pick a date? I think it would be better off in November,
So
since.
I was looking at the calendar. I know you said November. We do have a bunch of budget meetings
Right,
coming up.
but-
My suggestion would be Wednesday, October 29th.
Okay. Does that
I know
work?
that's not November, but
work for you?
that's,
Yes.
You want to run that by your committee?
Sure.
If the committee would be available?
Wednesday, October 29th?
would
Make
that,
sense?
yeah?
Yeah. Matt, you have some.
I just want to ask a question. I don't know, is any one of the members of the committee actually an owner of a short-term rental property?
I believe there are some committee members who were in the past. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have that covered.
So 7:30 on October 29th.
October 29th at 7:30. Sounds like a date. Thank you. Thank you all.
Saving questions, comments for that
Yeah, I
workshop.
think we're better off
Okay.
just committing that whole
Yeah.
night to the, because there's a lot.
And you can email in advance,
Okay.
obviously. The draft has been circulated.
I reviewed what you sent over, and it's got a lot to like in it. But I did have a few questions, and I think perhaps, and I'm fine with the 29th, if you want me there, I'll be happy to be there. If not, but I'd like to get together with Judy and with Bob, maybe for a Zoom call or something like that. Just to
Sure.
go over it. We may have a revised draft for the 29th,
Okay,
just to
sure.
address those
Before the
couple of issues.
29th?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll get
Yes.
together as soon as we can,
Yes,
and we'll
Okay.
talk it over. And
sure.
All right, look, just whatever your schedule permits.
I'll
Steve, let us
circulate an
know.
email tomorrow. We'll
Okay.
come up with some dates.
All right, I'm sure we can accommodate it.
So we're set for October 29th. Thank you. Thank you to the committee, and thank you, Judy and Bobby.
Next is a resolution approving an intermunicipal agreement with the Village of Nelsonville for snow and ice removal on village roadways, and this is a roll call vote.
So this went back and forth between the mayor and I and Steve Gabba and the village attorney and the insurance. So basically, we're going to be plowing and sanding the village of Nelsonville. They had a huge increase from their provider that was just not something that could fit in with the budget for the village of Nelsonville. I spoke with Adam on several occasions. It's less than 2 miles of road in total. So he's comfortable with being able to assist the village of Nelsonville. They really had no place to turn. So there was, they solicited bids. They got bids that just, they could not cover. So Mayor Winward spoke with me about it. And, again, we went through this several different times. We are comfortable, Steve, you're comfortable with the arrangement the way it is now?
Yes, and the town's going to be reimbursed for its cost as far as plowing the roads. When the town goes out, to plow town roads, it'll also plow the village roads, and the village will reimburse the town for the expense of doing so. So there's really no significant downside to it, and you're helping out Nelsonville quite a bit.
Right. If you recall, during COVID, we did a similar situation with the village of Cold Spring. They had their entire staff was out sick at one point. So we did cover some plowing, and we were reimbursed from the village of Cold Spring as well. So I think it just makes sense, obviously, that, that we're here. We have the equipment, we have the manpower. Adam's comfortable with covering it. So I'm completely comfortable with the arrangement. So if Tara, you want to read the resolution?
Sure.
I'm sorry, does anybody else have any questions or concerns about it?
Thank you,
Thank you.
as a Nelsonville
There
resident.
you go.
No, it just makes sense, right? We're
Yeah.
just helping each other out here.
It's another
Intermunicipal
example of shared services, so
Yep.
yes.
So this is a resolution approving an intermunicipal agreement with the Village of Nelsonville for snow and ice removal on village roadways. Whereas the Village of Nelsonville has requested to have the town's highway department provide winter snow and ice removal on the village's roadways for the winter of 2025 to 2026, and upon request to have the town's highway department perform minor road repairs, and whereas the town board has before it a draft intermunicipal agreement with the Village of Nelsonville entitled Intermunicipal Agreement for Snow and Ice Removal and Minor Repairs on Public Roadways, and whereas the town board finds the terms and provisions of the intermunicipal agreement to be acceptable. Now therefore be it resolved as follows, that the town board hereby approves the said intermunicipal agreement, and that the town supervisor is authorized to execute the intermunicipal agreement and any documents necessary to carry out the terms thereof.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second,
Councilwoman Cotter.
yes.
Councilman Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilman Angel.
Aye.
Councilwoman Farrell.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Thank you all.
Next is a resolution extending the moratorium on oil storage facilities and uses involving oil storage facilities, and this is a roll call vote.
So we've been through this a few times. I think this is it, right, Steve?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're pretty close to getting this
the
on.
draft I've been working on, I'm ready to share it with Ron Gaynor. We'll get his comments, and then we should have it back for your November meeting to be introduced, hold the public hearing in December, and adopt it at that time.
Okay, could I get a motion to extend the moratorium on oil storage facilities?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Councilwoman Cotter.
Aye.
Councilman Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilman Angel.
Aye.
Councilwoman Farrell.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Thank you.
Next is a resolution issuing requests for proposals for town attorney and planning board attorney for 2026, and again, this is a roll call vote.
Okay, so this is not something I want to do, obviously, but we have been put into a position, we need to solicit for a new town attorney. Steve Gaba will be retiring at the end of the year, and we thought we had a replacement from within his firm, but that is not working out. So Steve has assured us he'll stay with us for the next 4 or 5 years till we find somebody.
I won't let that happen.
Oh, did I slip there? No, we will be soliciting proposals for a new attorney firm. I have reached out to a few of the community members that, do interact with these gentlemen and ladies on a regular basis. So I do have a couple names in mind. I'm hoping to get in contact with a couple of them and see what happens. We're also hoping to retain Drake Loeb to cover the planning board, but it means the planning board moving their meeting to a different night. So I have spoke with Neil Zuckerman about it. He's polling his board to make sure that they're okay with it. But there is another representative of your firm, Dominic. Right.
But that's why you put out the RFP. If they're unable to,
Right.
they'll have other choices.
We'll have a backup in place. So I hope to keep them in place. We've had a great relationship with Steve. He's, in my mind, irreplaceable, but we're going to do our best to find somebody to help us out. So can I get a motion to send out an RFP for attorney firm?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Councilwoman Cotter.
Yes.
Councilman Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilman Angel.
Aye.
Councilwoman Farrell.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Thank you.
Next is a resolution authorizing Supervisor Van Tassel to sign the filming permit for Dock in a Box Corps, project named Best Medicine, for filming scheduled for Friday, October 10th, 2025, from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. at the Manitou School, 1656 New York 90, Cold Spring, New York.
So this has been an ongoing filming permit. It's worked out well. I've got no complaints. Does anybody else have any complaints about it?
I had one call, just regarding, I think it was the last time they filmed. I think they had left some equipment that they came to retrieve around 5 a.m. the next morning, and there was a neighbor that was a little upset about it, but that's the only, I mean, this is, I think, the fourth or fifth time they're gonna be there, so.
Alrighty, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? And I vote aye. Thank you.
Next is to schedule any workshops or meetings. So we have the workshop on October 29th that we just scheduled for the short-term rental committee. We have our monthly meeting on November 6th. We're gonna do budget workshops on October 15th, starting at 7. The public hearing for the budget will be on November 5th at 7:30. And then the final budget adoption will be Wednesday, November 19th, 7:30, and that will tentatively be at the rec center because there's court here that night, so.
So, you guys should all have a copy of the preliminary budget. It had to be out to the public by October 1, and we did meet that barely. We are okay right now. There is one outstanding item, which is Philipstown ambulance, which we did get after we submitted the preliminary, and it is increased. So we will, it's one of these things, you watch what you wish for, but we demanded that the rest of the agencies in the county provide EMS care, which they did, and they hired people. So there's a limited amount of EMTs available. So the demand is now there, so the rates per hour are going up. Frankly, as a former EMS professional, I still think they're all underpaid. They get paid not enough money to live. So I do support them getting paid what they're looking to be paid, but it's hard to stay under the 2% cap and do that. There is a bill before the governor right now to eliminate EMS care in New York State from being under the 2% cap. If that happens, then we will be able to fund both ambulance corps what they're requesting, and it would be out from under our cap. I never want to raise taxes, but obviously there's nothing more important than having an ambulance when you need an ambulance. When you call an ambulance, that's, and as a former fire chief, I will tell you, ambulances save people a lot more than fire trucks save people. But so we will work with Philipstown to try to get them funded to the best of our ability without exceeding the cap. Garrison did come in just slightly higher than where they were last year, and what happened was Garrison was paying more to begin with per hour, so they were okay. Philipstown has formed a union. There's a labor union within Philipstown Ambulance now, so the rates are going up. So again, I still think they're underpaid, but we will work with them. I did solicit a quote from a commercial agency. So the commercial agency was a bit higher than funding the 2 local ambulance corps. We still have to work out some numbers. They're still coming back to me with more numbers, but there's a certificate of need, I think it's CON, to operate within Putnam County, so there's a limited number of agencies that we can request quotes from. So we did reach out to Empress. We do have a quote from them. It's higher than what Philipstown and Garrison are, but we need to work through that. So I suggest you all take a good look at the budget, and we'll meet. What is our, God bless you, and we'll meet, what's the date, the first budget meeting? October?
The first,
15th?
the October 15th is the budget workshops.
Yeah, so take a look at this, please, and if you have any questions, reach out to me in reference to the EMS proposals, but I think the increase we got from Philipstown post our date it's a $279,000 increase, so, which is substantial for our budget, but we're working on it. So that's all I have to say in reference to the budget.
Next on the agenda is the Code Enforcement Monthly Report. This is for September. Total fees collected was $87,721.60. There were 25 total permits issued, 1 new 1 or 2 family dwelling. There were 2 additions, alterations, or repairs to residential buildings. There were 22 all other permits issued. There were 18 certificates of occupancy, 2 stop work orders, and 6 inspections of public assembly.
Thank you. My thanks to Greg Warner and the staff at the building department who do a wonderful job on a regular basis. Thank you.
Next is any other business that may come before the town board.
I'm sorry, I have nothing, but go ahead.
I just wanted to say October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Remind people, yes, pink shirt. Remind people if they, have not gotten a mammogram, that there are plenty of providers in our region that can provide one. And also it is flu and COVID season, so we also have local providers of vaccination right in our community here. And it's easy to go online to their website and schedule your vaccinations, which keep us all healthy.
Thank you. Anything else? The Yankees are on?
They're up tonight.
Tara's got it.
0-0 middle of the first.
0-0 middle of the first.
Next is anything from the audience.
Come on up. Come on up, Nikki.
Good evening, everybody. I would like a correction to be made on the agenda. Item number 1 should say acting sheriff Brian Hess, not sheriff Brian Hess, to introduce himself.
He's the sheriff.
Yeah,
He's the acting sheriff.
he is the acting sheriff.
Thank you.
Yep.
I was a bit surprised to see acting sheriff Brian Hess actually making a campaign speech as a part of his introduction of himself, in my opinion. However, next month, I was going to say, I was very sorry to have to tell you that I'm not going to be able to attend the meetings in person because it's so dark, it's hard for me to drive. But perhaps in November, you'll have an opportunity to introduce the new sheriff, Larry Burke, and then he won't have to make a campaign speech because he will have been elected. Okay?
Appreciate that.
Otherwise, everything's going great. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'd be pleased to come up and pick you up and return you to your house if you'd like.
Let's discuss it.
You guys can work that out afterwards, but thank you. Thank you. Yes,
Wanted to put in a good word for an employee of the building department, Linda Valentino, with whom I have been working one day a week to try to get us qualified as a New York State pro-housing community, the submission that is required by the state assumes that we have all kinds of people in our departments, because now we'll get through this, and it's really summarizing our zoning code and providing a summary of all the building activity there's been for a period of 5 years going back. But it's very tedious, and you're trying to fit it into a spreadsheet, and Linda has been staying after work to do this work with me, and I just wanted to put in a good word for what a good sport she is and what knowledge she has, and we are very fortunate to have Linda as one of our employees.
Thank you. We have a wonderful staff. I can't bring up every one of their names every meeting, but certainly we have a great staff, and Linda is a great example of that, without a doubt. Yes?
Not everybody.
Carl Dushin, hello, hello. What's the progress, the timeline on drainage and for South Mountain Pass paving that's about to
Well, you were
occur?
at the meeting when we approved the paving and the drainage plan, but we are still in the process of finalizing the drainage plan itself. We are still awaiting the engineer's report from SLR on the location and frequency of the speed humps. So when we have that, we will circulate it. But we are hoping to get pavement there before the end of the paving season.
Okay. Is there any more workshops planned or about this subject at all?
No, sir.
Okay. There's, how will I find out whether there's culvert type, concrete
Once
type
the,
or?
Once the
or
plan
just-
is released, we could certainly get it, you could foil it through the town, or we could circulate it as well.
Oh.
The drainage concern, the drainage,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, under Jason's property, there's a sewer line,
so, right, they're aware of that.
and Russell made you aware of. No, you know, your father's.
Yeah. So since Carl Dushin is a nearby neighbor, the family's been a nearby neighbor about 50 years, maybe 70 years. But so it sounds like when that drainage plan is finalized, I know some of us who are along that route would want to see it, but it sounds like we can circulate that.
Right, and then it has to go to bid, and so
Yeah,
it's timely.
yeah. So,
And I'm concerned, of course, about ice. And will the highway department be available on weekends to salt?
Highway Department is available 24/7, 365.
The phone number works?
Yes, their phone number works. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Anything else from the audience?
Oh, I forgot to mention that the pavilion is coming along nicely,
Oh, yeah.
except the plumber has a lot of work, so he's still working on it.
Yeah, I saw Joel Coneybear, then had a conversation with him about it, and they are, you know, there's a lot of volunteer work being
Yes.
provided, so you're at their liberty, so, but I appreciate that there's progress being made, so, thank you.
Right now, we have 0 vacancies.
0 vacancies. Except for, wait, we have vacancies on the food scrap committee. We're gonna have vacancies.
Not yet, we don't. Right now, we
Right
have.
now, John, in
Right
this
this
moment?
second, we have 0 vacancies.
All right, you wanna talk about it some more?
2026, we'll have the vacancy.
He's not going yet.
Approval of vouchers, general.
So moved.
Second.
Set.
All in favor? Highway,
So moved.
second.
Second.
All in favor? Continental Village Park District,
So moved.
second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Continental Village Water District,
So moved.
second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. Second. All in favor? Aye.